What's up, sports bettors? I'm here in Harry Potter's basement, and I'm going to be taking you through 5 profitable picks that I have on PrizePicks, so we can go ahead and let's just get into it. So my first play is right here, okay? You can see it right here. Glaring, it looks beautiful. Adrian Kempe. Under 3 shots on goal is what I took on PrizePicks. Now, why do I like it, right? I like to explain the strategy behind all of my plays because unlike other sports bettors, I'll admit to you, not all my plays are going to win, but I know I'm going to win over the course of the long run because all of my plays have a mathematical edge, right? That's how a sharp bettor thinks. It's not about one bet. It's about the process, knowing your plays have an edge, a positive profit margin, and knowing you're going to win long term. So the first play I'm on is Kempe under 3 shots on goal. So I hit this under on PrizePicks, and you'll notice they're the only book setting the line at 3. Every other sports book, as well as their direct competitor, Underdog Fantasy, has the line at 2.5. So essentially, PrizePicks is too high, right? PrizePicks' line is at 3. Every other data point, every other book is at 2.5. So PrizePicks is too high relative to every other real-time price data point. We want to take the under, right? PrizePicks is too high. Their line's at 3. It should be at 2.5. So we want to take the under on PrizePicks, which is exactly what I took. All books at 2.5. And you'll notice it's not like books have the over 2.5 heavily favored, right? Like you'll see right here, PrizePicks is at 3. Underdog's at 2.5, so that's a glaring line discrepancy. When you have 2 direct competitors, I mean, these platforms work basically the exact same way. One is at 3, one's at 2.5. Clearly, there's value on one of these platforms. And then you'll notice FanDuel has the same odds on both the over and the under, minus 114, minus 114. PointsBet and Pinnacle, they have the over 2.5 slightly favored, which makes us not like this play as much, right? In an ideal world, there wouldn't be any juice on the 2.5. But you'll notice there's not a ton, right? DraftKings has minus 115, minus 115. So being able to get under 3 when the sportsbooks all have the line at 2.5 without much juice towards the over, right? We don't want to see juice towards the over, is a very good indication that this play on PrizePicks is really good, really profitable. So we want to take that under 3. Now, I ended up taking all my plays as I always do, in a 5 or a 6 flex, right? You always want to be taking your plays in 5 or 6 flex. I took mine in a 5 flex, and the reason is, right, and you'll kind of notice, so if I actually go over to PrizePicks, I go to my entries, you'll notice basically everything I'm playing on PrizePicks is going to be 5-pick or 6-pick entries, right? So 5-pick, 6-pick entries. And the reason is because you have the lowest break-even win percentage. So this is confusing to a lot of people, but if you don't understand how PrizePicks payouts work, if you don't understand how PrizePicks is trying to make money off you, you probably shouldn't be betting on PrizePicks, right? So you need to, first of all, before you do anything, you should understand how this platform, right? How is PrizePicks trying to make money off you in a 2-pick power play by giving you a 3x payout? Right? And the way they're making money off you is by charging minus 137 odds, right? They're charging minus 137 juice. So essentially, any play that you end up putting in a PrizePicks entry, you should assume that you're getting minus 137 odds if you're playing a 2-pick power play. And the reason is, and we can go through the math a bunch of times, but I've done this in other videos, is when you're betting in a 2-pick power play, you have to win 57.73% of your picks to break even long term, right? So this is your win rate, 57.73%. If you're winning 55% of your plays on PrizePicks in a 2-pick power play, your ROI is going to be negative 9.25%. That's horrible, right? Whereas if you're winning 55% in a 5 flex, your ROI is going to be 5%. You're going to be profitable. Okay? So it's all about understanding how PrizePicks works, how they pay out, everything like that, because in a 2-pick power play, you're getting horrible odds, right? You're getting minus 137 odds on both the over and the under, which is a ton of juice. Whereas in a 5 or a 6 flex, you're getting minus 119, right? Which is obviously a lot better. So the first play I ended up going with, was obviously that play on Kempe. But then I have some plays from the EV tool. So Ovechkin over 4.5 shots on goal I used in a different entry. But if I go back here, I can show you I used this play. So I'm just following the data. Then I took Harden over 2.5 made threes. So we know we're getting minus 119 odds in a 5 or a 6 flex. All the sports books, you can see Bet Online, Pinnacle, two really sharp bookmakers are pricing this around minus 160, right? Bet Online all the way up at minus 167. We're getting minus 119 on PrizePicks in a 5 flex. Incredible value, right? If you take Pinnacle's market, so Pinnacle, we copy their odds for the odds jam column. They have their market minus 161, plus 121. So Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, they're pricing, the over at minus 161, the under at plus 121. So obviously Pinnacle and all the sports books, you can see these are fantasy platforms. Parlay Play, Underdog, and NHA are all PrizePicks competitors, so they don't count. But if you look at the sports books, the more efficient betting markets, you can see they all have the over for Harden around, minus 145, minus 150. Pinnacle and Bet Online, two offshore books, are a lot more bullish on Harden's over. They have the over more heavily juiced. And you can see here, Pinnacle, based on their market, having the over priced at minus 161, the under at plus 121, they're implying a win rate of 57.69% for this bet on Harden. So if you're winning 57.69% of your plays in a 5 flex, your ROI on PrizePicks is going to be 24.5%, which is insane, right? Because you're 3% higher about than the break-even win rate, right? You only need to win 54.25% of your plays on PrizePicks to be profitable playing 5 flexes. If you're winning 54.25% of your plays, you're going to be profitable on 5 flexes over the course of the long run. So winning 57.69%, that's how you have an edge, right? Now you have an edge over PrizePicks because you found a spot where books are telling you an over, in this case Harden's over for made threes, is a lot more likely to occur than the under is, right? So we're following the sports books, the more efficient betting markets, and you can see there's a little bit of disagreement between the sports books. Pinnacle and Bet Online, two very sharp offshore sports books, they have more juice towards Harden's over, right? So sports books, when they have the over more juiced, they think the over is more likely to occur. So a higher no-vig win percentage. So Pinnacle and Bet Online having the over heavily favored means, they're more bullish on Harden going over in made threes than, let's say, DraftKings or FanDuel has this minus 140 plus 110. So obviously Pinnacle minus 161 plus 121, 57.69% is the win probability for the over. If we put in FanDuel's market minus 140 plus 110, it goes down to 55.06%. So FanDuel is less bullish on the over. But regardless, there's a bunch of data points in the market, Bet Online, Pinnacle, BetUS, tons of sports books, all setting lines. As a sharp bettor, we're just looking for value and very clear value on Harden over 2.5 made threes. Then I also took Trevor Zegras under 2.5 shots on goal and Thomas Hertl under 2.5 shots on goal. So literally just following the data. OddsJam is that simple. You filter for the sports books you use. That's basically the only thing I have set up. Then I put in max odds minus 110 just for this PrizePicks video. Then you look for this bet in green. That's also bolded. That is a mathematically profitable play on PrizePicks in a 5 or a 6 flex. And then you just find 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be another profitable entry on PrizePicks. But some of these picks I already used. So here is my play on PrizePicks. I already have a bunch of other PrizePicks kind of open for today. But here's what I got. Kempe under 3. Matt Duchene over 2 shots on goal. Thomas Hertl under 2.5. Zegras under 2.5. Harden over 2.5 made threes. Let's make money, guys.